Thank you so much for being here today. I really appreciate it. It's always fun to hang out with you for a little bit, and it means the world to me that you're willing to stop by. My name is Julia, and I am with Julia Sue's Stamping. I'm passionate about stamping, coloring, paper crafts, making cards. Most of all, I'm passionate about sharing the fun of doing all of that with you. If this is your first time to the channel, then welcome. If you've been here before, then welcome back. Today I'm going to share with you 5 fun ways to use a brayer. Do you have a brayer? Do you even know what a brayer is? A lot of people are not real familiar with them, and they are a handy and fun tool to have around. It can be something you simply use with your stamps, paper, and ink to help elevate that card or that project just a little bit. That it just makes a huge difference. Creates wonderful gradient, or what we call ombre techniques. You can use it for backgrounds. You can use it with embossing folders if you want. You can use it with something that's already been embossed. Anyway, we'll be sure to cover 5 of the fun techniques, and I'll bet once you get started, you'll find more ways that you can use your brayer. So if you are joining me on the premiere, hop over to the live chat as well so that we can hang out together and chat for a little bit. I would love to hear what you've been up to, what you think about brayers, if you even have a brayer. Let's get to know each other and have some fun chatting back and forth. If you're joining me for the replay today, then leave a comment. I'll be sure to respond to you just as quickly as I can. I love hearing what's going on with you, and it would mean the world to me if you go ahead and leave a comment. I think we should go ahead and get started. How about you? Let's go. All right, so for the first technique that is probably the most common when it comes to using a brayer is one where I'm going to be using embossing folders. And the embossing folders that I'm going to use are the Glass and Gardens embossing folders. Everything is Stampin' Up! Because I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I live in Northeast Ohio. I'm going to feel it. Now I've got the debossed side over here, and then there is the embossed side over here. The difference is the embossed sticks up a bit and the debossed goes down into the down into the embossing folder. I'm going to actually roll the brayer on the embossed side for this technique here, and generally people do the debossed side, but I'm going to do the embossed side. Inking up the brayer in a gorgeous grape. Then I'm going to roll it on top of the embossing folder till I feel like I have it well inked. It has a little kickstand here, the Stampin' Up! Brayer does, so I know I'm going to keep it off of my surface. Now I'm going to take a little piece of cardstock. I'm going to place it. I want to take up as much of this as I can. There. And after running it through the cut and emboss machine, this is the look that we have. The ink is down into the paper, and there's the embossed side over here because I did the embossed side, and so it just put the ink right into the paper. So it doesn't have the texture, but it sure does have a nice imprint, doesn't it? And there you can see the embossed side. Pretty cool. For the other side, I'm taking a nice brilliant ink, and I'm going to roll it on the opposite. So we've got the debossed side here, and it goes in. I'm going to roll the ink on that side this time. Covering the embossing folder very well. with that gorgeous, vibrant color. And in between the inks, I simply run the brayer under some water and dry it off with a lint-free cloth. So for this one, I'm going to set it on the line. Close it up and run it through the cut and emboss machine. And it's almost like creating my very own designer series paper. I've got some beautiful images here and some gorgeous colors ready to make a card. Well, out of these fabulous embossing folders, the Brayer, some beautiful colors, was created this super fun card. I've got a little bit of ephemera on there as well, cut out some designer series paper on there, and what a fun and unique card to send to somebody. We've got the neutrals matte dots on top, and just lots of layers and fun and sending some hugs. For this next technique, I took the Layered Thoughts stamp set with the happy birthday, and I have heat embossed it with black embossing powder. So first I did Versamark, then I put the embossing powder on, and I have heat embossed it, so it's good to go. I couldn't decide on a color, but I felt like I really wanted something green. So I went to the Color Coach, and right across from Granny Apple Green is Fresh Freesia to be a complementary color, and I'm not 100% sure about this combination, but we're doing it. I'm going to open up the Fresh Freesia. I'm going to roll it onto half of the Brayer. I couldn't remember what it's called for a second there. All right, so I'll roll it onto half of the Brayer. Now I'm going to open up the Granny Apple Green. I'm going to roll that on the other side of the Brayer. So we'll see how this goes, how it looks. I know it will work well because I've done it before, but I'm not sure about this color combination. It's going to be interesting. All right, so we've gotten it all loaded up on the Brayer. Now what we're going to do is we're going to roll it right onto the paper. And we're just going to go ahead and roll it on there. We're not going to worry about taking it off the paper first. We're doing a direct to paper. And taking it over a little bit so the whole thing gets covered with these two interesting colors. And that gives it a really artsy, artistic kind of a look that I never would have decided to do on my own if it were for the Color Coach. Interesting colors. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm okay with that. That looks much better than I ever would have thought. One of the first things we need to do is grab a tissue, get the ink off of our embossed image. There we go. And with simply a few layers added, we are ready to send out a happy birthday card, which we just artistically had some fun layering some ink right on to the card. And you can see that we've got some Fresh Freesia around the inside as well. A few of the matte dots, neutrals matte dots on the outside, and a really fun, cheery birthday card all ready to go. This technique is really simple, and it's simply creating a tone on tone. So I've got a piece of Azure Afternoon here, some Azure Afternoon ink as well. Got the Brayer all ready to go. I'm going to load it up with some ink. Now I'm going to go ahead and get rid of some of the ink and then roll right on. It simply is creating a tone on tone, kind of aging, giving the cardstock a little bit of a patina, and it is a great different look for a project. And from that fun technique, we have this fantastic card. I did case it from the Stampin' Up! Website. It is so much fun using the Celebration Expressions, Memories, and More pack. This has so much texture and dimension with a little bit of white heat embossing, saying it's a wonderful day to celebrate you from the paper tags stamp set, and I used the dies that coordinate with it to create this adorable paper tag out of that wonderful Brayer technique. It has so much texture under there, and it's really fun. A little bit of baker's twine, some rainbow adhesive back dots on there to add a little punch of fun. And inside is some more Azure Afternoon cardstock. So it's fun to have the layers on top of layers. All right, for this next technique, I'm going to show how easy it is to create a smooth, even background using the brayer to lay down seamless gradients of solid blocks of color. It's just perfect for skies, for ombre or gradient effects, and dreamy color blends. I'm using the grid paper, and you want a really big sheet this time. I'm going to lay my card down. I'm lining it up using the grids to help me, so I know it's going to be somewhat even. And now I'm going to mask off a bit of the bottom here, because I'm going to create a sky, and then I'm going to create an ocean down here, or a big body of water, and I want more water, so I'm going to take it a little higher up. That's better. Okay, that's better. All right, now I'm going to start with a crushed curry ink. So opening that up, and I'm going to ink up the brayer with the crushed curry. What I like to do is to start off the paper and work my way on. So I start off and then work my way on, and that helps make it so it's not as tight of a line, and it's not as delineated. Makes it smoother. It's just prettier all around. Gets rid of some of the ink, kind of like when I use blending brushes. I usually start off of the paper and work my way on. So I'm going to just start off working my way on. There. And you can see what a dreamy color it creates. I'm going to be layering the colors together here. All right. It creates a natural darker on the sides and then lighter on the middle, so it's perfect for a sky effect, because skies are never just 100% one color, or at least the ones that I see usually aren't. So I'm making it so I love the fact that it ends up looking more realistic as far as that's concerned, more atmospheric. Then once you have the crushed curry on, add a little bit of pumpkin pie. Since this is a darker color than the crushed curry, we can go directly to it. And once again, I'm taking some of it off, and I'm going in a little bit. There. And then I'm going to have a little bit of Cajun craze on the outside part. Move these inks just a little bit here. Get some color on here with that. And again, is going to just create a beautiful color. Lots of times I like to make the edges a little darker, the Cajun craze or whatever darker color I'm using. So you can see how it has a gradient with the lighter and then the pumpkin and then the crushed curry on the outside. Here's the card that I created using that technique. It is a beautiful, I don't know, you can make it a sunset or a sunrise, whichever one you prefer. And then I die cut out of the sunrise sailing. It has the coordinating stamp set of sunrise sailing. So I put the water down here with the stamp set, use some of the birds to stamp them on there, but the vessel is from a black piece of cardstock die cut with the coordinating die. Then I used the blooming phrases for the words of thinking of you because it seemed reminiscent of the water wave part over here. I also made the water vessel, the sailboat, I guess it is. I made the sailboat a little bit sparkly using some Wink of Stella on there. So I thought it kind of looked like the sun maybe reflecting off of it, making it just kind of glow either in the sunrise or sunset, whatever you want to call it here. And that's up to you. But I moved my mask from doing the sky over on the opposite side and then did the water exactly the same. Just rolled it on with the brayer. It is a little bit darker on the outside and lighter on the inside. I love how it's got like the atmospheric look to it. So just like any sky is never exactly one color, and you can almost imagine there are some clouds up there making it look like that. So how beautiful is that? For the fifth technique of using the brayer, I have taken an embossing folder of the mini corrugated 3D embossing folder. I ran a sheet of Poppy Parade through this awesome folder, coming up with a texture that's really great, like this one. It's already been run through. I didn't do anything else. I am taking some Poppy Parade ink. I'm going to ink up the brayer and simply roll on to those raised ridges. It makes quite a squeaky sound, the ink, so that it is an tone on tone here, but you can see that it's really creating a stripe look. Ink it up really well, and you can layer that ink on as much or as little as you want. The card created with this fun technique is right here. What a cheery and happy happy birthday card this is. No one's better than you. Some popcorn on the front that has already popped. That fun corrugated, making some stripes on there that kind of mimic the box. We've got the Spotlight on Nature circle die, the dies that coordinate with the stamp set of Pop and Buy, and the messages from the More Messages stamp set. So it's got all sorts of great messages on there, and I chose the happy birthday because I wanted to make this a birthday card. To briefly recap our 5 techniques that we've covered, the first one was using the brayer on embossing folders, both the deboss side and the emboss side. There was also the technique of loading more than one color on top of the brayer and putting it direct to paper. So this was fun and created a really great card, also using an emboss resist technique. This technique was similar, but it's tone on tone. So it's using the same color ink on top of the same color cardstock. Fun card, fun technique. The fourth technique was using the brayer to create an ombre style or gradient style, which is perfect for landscapes, for outdoor scenes. You can see with the water, it's just a perfect technique for that type of thing. And then the last technique that we covered was using the brayer on an item that's already been embossed. So we did the stripes here on this piece. So really great ways to use an brayer that maybe you've done many times, maybe it had never occurred to you. I had so much fun sharing these techniques with you. If you already have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, that's fantastic. And if you would like to use me as your demonstrator, I appreciate your support of my small business. I do have all the details listed on my blog for each of these cards, the supplies used and the measurements for every one of them. And I have that listed down in the description. So please be sure you check it out. That's it. How cool are these techniques? The brayer is a wonderful and fun tool to have around. I had 3 different Stampers Club that I was doing one year, and with all of them we spent 6 months doing different techniques and styles, having fun with brayers. They were all amazed at the many different things that you can do with the brayer, and I hope you are too. So please give the video a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Please follow me on social media. All of these things make a world of difference to my very small business, and I appreciate your support. It's all free, so thank you. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day and that you have a chance to get inky. Bye.